Good afternoon, everyone. With the blessings of Gajan Maharaj, I welcome you all today for seminar on understanding the various global education avenues, especially in Australia, and understanding the current academic trend globally. To deliver the talk, we have with us Mr. Amit Tiffany sir, Mr. Mahesh Singh sir, Mr. Pranish Kulkarni sir, and Mr. Prashant Amit sir. Our guest, Mr. Amit Tanvi sir, brings with him a rich experience of more than 22 years in the field of education and training. He was the head of Asia Pacific at Great Worldwide Global, one of the largest business training and education organizations in the world, and was handling three country operations. He now represents Oceanic Education and Visa Services in India as the Indian Business Development Head. He has bachelor's in pharmacy from Pune and MMS Marketing from Mumbai University. Now, guest next, Mr. Pranish Kulkarni sir brings with him a rich corporate experience of more than 25 years. He was designated as Vice President Operations at Great Worldwide Global. He now represents Ocean Education and Visa Services in India as the India Operations Head. He has a bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Mumbai and executive MBA from Jain Institute of Management and Research. Our speaker of the day, Dr. Mahesh Singh sir, he is a seasoned professional with over 20 years of diverse and cross-functional experience. He is also a registered migration agent in Australia. He is one of the managing partners of Oceania Education and Visa Services and operates as the Chief Operating Officer. He holds a BSc from the University of Mumbai, postgraduate qualifications in marketing management from Sydney. It's an honor to have great personalities like you for with us today. Now I request our principal, Dr. Rakesh Kumani sir, to welcome our guest to the flower bouquets. The Indian Business Development Head, Mr. Amit Tiwari. Mr. Mahesh Singh sir, Managing Partners of Oceania Education and Visa Services and operates as the Chief Officer. Mr. Pranish Kulkarni sir, as the Area Operations Head of Oceania Education and Visa Services Network. Thank you, sir. Now I request our principal sir to address our audience.
So, very good afternoon. On behalf of School of Pharmacy, I welcome our esteemed guest today. Today we are going to talk about maybe if you no. Today we are going to talk about opportunities in Australia. Majority of us, whatever talk about America or Canada or Germany, new available. There are lot of opportunities available for education in the country like in the continent like Australia. So on behalf of School of Pharmacy, sure that our students would be benefited of this. And School of Pharmacy, as we discussed, would like to have the student exchange, faculty exchange, and such collaboration. Thank you so much. Let us together welcome our guest and make a use of this session, so that we get attention.
Thank you. I invite Mr. Amit Tiwari sir for taking this session.
Good afternoon. My name is Amit Tiwari, as announced. Way back in 90s, when we went for pharmacy, at that time there was not much awareness level about pharmacy as a course. But today we definitely see a lot of awareness level. way back, of course, the opportunities were very, very limited. When we got into pharmacy, we were not fully sure about which areas we are getting into. But now the kind of awareness level and the recognition which pharmacy is getting is definitely heartening. When we were studying in the student phase, we had very fixed options in front of us. Almost every year, the pattern followed was the same. There were a select few who wanted to go abroad. So they used to prepare for GRE and TOEFL, etc. And that too only US. Then there were a select few who had already made up their mind to give GATE at that time. They had GATE and go for masters in pharmacy. And then there were select few like us who had almost decided to get into management. So then we prepared for our MBA and we went and did our MBA. And that continued. Now it came to awareness level about US as a destination, it became more and more and more popular. Of course, today also it is popular destination again because of our seniors, because our seniors join MS courses in various universities there. They keep on giving inputs to us because when we are in first year, we are almost in touch with all the people in the final year and select people from masters in pharmacy. So they always give you some guidance or the other. And then we also then maybe join the herd and then we go to reverse. When personally I started understanding some other destinations and especially Australia, I was pretty fascinated about the scope, about the various interesting courses, and I said, yeah, this is good. Now, when we went further into the depth of understanding, me and my partner Pradesh Kulkarni is here. Both me and Pradesh we are based out of India, but then our principal partner, Mr. Mahesh Singh, who is also our key guest and he is the main speaker. He is based out of Sydney, Australia. Now the biggest advantage is that you are actually seeing the face of the person who is going to operate out of Sydney office and working out various admissions. Let me tell you quickly about Mahesh. He's an education consultant for more than 12 years now. He is more than 15,000 students strong from admissions point of view only from India. I'm not talking about other countries. So he has seen those many admissions pass through his desk. So he's an absolutely seasoned professional. And today we have Manish amongst us to give us the most authentic, correct, accurate information about Australia as a destination. Of course, he can talk with authority on US as a destination, on Canada, on UK, on New Zealand. But our focus today is going to be Australia, considering the paucity of time also we have. So we requested Mahesh out of his busy schedule to help us come here and interact with the students. Mahesh is in country to attend a very important educational event and educational, you can say a symposium, which he attended for the past 3 days at Westing. All the education consultants across the globe, they had come to Mumbai and it was a first of its kind event, which you can say the apex body amongst the education consultants. So that apex body that they conducted this seminar here in India for the first time and then Mumbai for the first time. So Mahesh traveled because of course event by invitation only and Mahesh had got that invitation to attend this particular event. So on the sidelines of that event, we requested Mahesh to share his vast experience for the students here as well in some very select colleges in D.Y. Patel is one such college. Definitely on record, I thank Dr. Somani sir and Professor Naik sir for quickly picking this up and taking this opportunity and giving us this platform to interact with you. Because in today's world, you have a lots of information and it is just available at your fingertips. Our objective here is only to channelize some of your thoughts, channelize some of the information which you have, and back it up with some solid facts. So that is the only objective about this particular season. So without taking much time, yeah. So now also, thanks to Mahesh, a very special person is joining us. His name is Mr. Prashant from University of Canberra. He is joining online, and he also agreed to our request. Definitely, I thank Mahesh and Prashant to find time from their busy schedule and interact with the students here. I request you to maybe keep your questions also handy. Let us keep it absolutely interactive. Ask as many questions as possible. We are here to solve all your queries, but keep it interactive. Ask even Prashant will also take questions. Mahesh will take questions. So as many questions you have, please ask. There's no question which is like a right question, no question like a wrong question, and there is nothing like a stupid question. So keep your eyes and ears open and listen to the session. So I welcome Prashant Anand first to present University of Canberra.
And thanks for joining in today. I'm Prashant Anand and I represent University of Canberra across South Asia. And I will give you the details about the University of Canberra city and the courses it offers, especially Master of Pharmacy. Okay. I'll just play a video which would first give you the detailed insight into how the city looks like and how the University of Canberra campus looks like. Just to give you details about the ratings and rankings of University of Canberra, we are ranked #1 in the world for reducing inequalities, and we do have a 5-star rating as far as staff qualification and teaching quality is concerned. We are ranked in top 15 in the world for gender equality and quality education, and our overall graduate employability rate is almost 88%. If we talk about the short-term employment rate for our postgraduate courses, that's almost 92.2% with a median income of $80,000 per annum. And the long-term employment rate is almost 98% with a median income of $90,000 per annum. University of Canberra has placed 8,000 students globally because of its work integrated learning. And we are ranked one of the top universities for earning money while studying as well. If we talk about Canberra as a city, it is the capital of Australia. It's a very vibrant, progressive, and welcoming city. It's also rated as one of the world's most livable cities for students. And this campus is obviously quite safe, inclusive, and it's literally a home by a tight-knit community of staff and the students. Canberra is rated as Australia's one of the best cities when it comes to leadership engagement, skill development, student support services, learning resources, social equity, and median salaries. On my screen, you can see the Australian map, which basically gives you the average weekly earnings in Australia by the state. And ACT, which is Australian Capital Territory, which is Canberra, has the highest average weekly earnings in Australia. So people who work in Canberra earn the highest salaries across Australia, which is $2,050 per week. Now, here are a comparison of University of Canberra's employment rate and median salary with some of the Australia's top 8 universities as well. As I did mention that, University of Canberra is a university of professionals, and it is committed to preparing the students for a highly employable job with the right mix of skills and knowledge. Work integrated learning is a key part of all our programs, whether undergraduate or postgraduate. Our students definitely have a competitive edge with the internships, with the industry research and community projects, health-related clinical and non-clinical placements, teaching professional experience, professional mentoring. We also help the students find the right job with helping them with the entire interview process and career planning as well. We work very closely with 900 employers every year, and World Health Organization and Johnson & Johnson are some of them. Accommodation is available on campus for all international students, and it starts at about $160 approximately. There are close to 80 academic and social clubs, which basically gives all the students to pursue their extracurricular activities. It is in walking distance to most of the gyms, shops, banks, clinics, and malls as well. University of Canberra has been rated as the #1 university in Australia for graduates in full-time study for student support as well. So if you guys do not have a relative in Canberra, you can still come to University of Canberra because it is the #1 university in student support services, and accommodation is guaranteed on campus for all international students. This is a glimpse of how our accommodations look like. Now, study skill support is one of the important thing that the international students look at, starting from study skills for success up to maths, statistics, help center. University of Canberra is able to provide the same to all international students. Studiosity is there, which is a 24/7 online support for all international students, followed by peer-assisted learning sessions and drop-in assignment support as well. If we talk about the Faculty of Health, that's actually one of the best faculties at University of Canberra. Our students have won 19 Olympic medals, out of which 8 are Olympic gold medals. Our students have also won 4 gold medals at the last held Commonwealth Games in Brisbane. We do have a rehabilitation hospital on campus, so clinical internships and placements is not an issue with us. We do have the highest rating for full-time employment, median salary, and skills development in rehabilitation. You can look at the postgraduate employment rate for pharmacy graduates. That's almost above 90% with a median income of $64,300 per annum. There are a lot of health courses at the master's level that we offer: Master of Pharmacy, Master of Physiotherapy, Master of Public Health, Medical Imaging and Radiation, Nutrition and Dietetics, and Masters of Occupational Therapy. Now, if we talk about Master of Pharmacy, this is a full-time 2-year program. And if you're looking to take advantage of your existing qualifications along with exponential growth, UC's Master of Pharmacy is the program to look at. The entire 2 years, we would cover science, chemical composition, and application of medication, how medication impacts the human body, and how to apply scientific theory to the clinical reasoning and evaluation for an individual's patient's medication. The course will equip all our students with latest industry theories, research, and innovations, which are essential to become officially and respected UC Pharmacy graduate. If you pursue a Master of Pharmacy at University of Canberra, you develop an understanding of healthcare consumer needs, you undertake a series of problem-based clinical studies, you establish essential professional networks, you explore the theory and practical science of pharmacy, and you engage through lectures, practical laboratory classes, and clinical placements. As I did mention that work integrated learning is a key part of all our programs, and so is for Master of Pharmacy. A 2-week multiple placements is offered over the winter semesters at metropolitan, rural, all regional community and hospital pharmacists to all Master of Pharmacy students at University of Canberra. Some students can actually choose to do their placement overseas as well. You can work in either private or government pharmaceutical organizations. And the best part about studying Master of Pharmacy at University of Canberra is that it is fully accredited by the Australian Pharmacy Council. So that helps student in becoming a registered pharmacy graduate. You can work, as I did mention, you can work with the local and regional medical settings, whether it's the Canberra Hospital or the Goulburn-based hospital, and also residential care facilities, pharmacies, and government's department. I'm happy to take any questions that any of your students will have, so I'll open the house for that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Prashant, we are going to take your questions and then post to you later. You can hear me.
Sure. Thank you, Amit.
Thanks, Prashant. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Hi, good afternoon all. My name is Mahesh Singh. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Mission Education Sydney. First of all, thank you so much, Vira Patil, College of Pharmacy, Somani, and inviting and giving us a platform to talk. I want this session to be as interactive as possible. Feel free to ask me question. Like Amit said, don't think any question is a bad question. You anything in your mind, please ask me. Okay. I presume everybody is an undergraduate student of pharmacy. Am I right? How many of you all have decided that that's it? Bachelor's, I'm done. I'm not studying further. How many of you all? Right, interesting. So everybody is either wanting to work, basically job in the area of pharmacy. How many of you actually want to study masters after pharmacy? Few. Some of them are not going to work, some of them are not going to study. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I understand you want to study masters. Have you thought about any overseas education you might want to pursue? Anybody? You? And anybody wanting to talk about Master of Pharmacy overseas? Not at the moment? Not much. Okay. I'm just going to go to our brief about the company and then I'll just touch base upon opportunities for pharmacy graduates. Somebody who wants to pursue the career as a pharmacist overseas, or somebody who wants to study overseas, and then look at the possible opportunities. So I'll briefly touch upon Oceana. Oceana is a 11-year-old company based out of Sydney. I'm based out of the Sydney office. We have 5 offices in Australia. We have 5 offices in Nepal, and we just have an office in Navi Mumbai, which is a very recent one. You might wonder, Australia is fine, why Nepal? Because 2 of the partners are from Nepal, and Nepal is a very big market for international education. Just for statistics, would anybody have an idea of how many students actually go to Australia in a year from India? Anybody? Any idea? Any figure? Any top of the mind figure? Any number? 20,000? Anybody? 50,000? Okay, he's right. Around 1 lakh, 100,000 we go in Australia. 100,000 students go to Australia from India, and that is huge. I can assure you, many people don't know. Many people who are actually studying in universities or even who are studying year 12 don't know. India sends close to 100,000 students to Australia. That's a massive number. China used to be a big number, but after post-pandemic, the numbers have dipped. Why 100,000 people should go to Australia? Anybody, any idea? It is one of the best destinations for international students. Because the international student normally seek into a foreign country while looking at education. Anybody? Okay, what else? Yes, what else? Visa, okay. What else? Very nice. What else? Clear. Who said clear? Good. What else? Job. You said something? Anybody else? Hostel market in terms of what? Okay, fantastic. Okay, I tell you what normally people look at international market. First and foremost is education. Whether the degree he is doing is going to give them value for money. There were degrees offered by some universities in UK which was not recognized in India. No way, you go, you give a degree, you spend dollars, your degree is not recognized. Australian degrees is recognized all across the world. All across the world, they are at par with the top line in the universities. Second, it's a very safe environment. Australia is a very safe country. I've been living there for 11 years. I've lived in US for some time. I can assure you, it is the safest country in the world. Three, the climate. You can go to Canada, and some people might have thought about going to Canada. Canada is a great country. Temperature-wise, it's not a great country. You go to the northern part of Canada, the temperature fluctuates between -20 to -40 degrees. Here in Mumbai, in 22 degrees, we have monkey days. It's a very cold place. Okay, so beautiful is one part of it, but you should be able to sustain your daily life. Temperature-wise, very good. USA, you have extreme. You go to Minnesota, you go to Boston, very hot. You go to Texas, down south, it's very, very hot. The temperature-wise, it is very good. Fourth, what people look into, the pedigree of the degree. For example, most of the Australian universities are ranked in the top 500 in the world. In fact, most of the universities which we represent are in the top 200 in the world. That the only university which is featured in the top 500, we only have one university which features in the top 500. So in terms of quality, in terms of ranking, most of the universities in Australia are top. All right. Fifth, very important. I think the most important of all the points. Most of the people who go to study overseas, they are looking at what the other guy said, PR, migration outcomes. What do you mean by that? PR. Anybody? What is PR? Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so citizenship is one part of it, it's a part of citizenship. So PR or green card is almost the same. It basically gives you a right to live, work, and stay in that country indefinitely. We also recommend that means you get all the benefit of living as a citizen, except you don't vote. PR is a pathway to your citizenship. You stay, live in a country for 4 years, you apply for your citizenship, you get a master. So that is one of the most important parameters where people want to go to Australia. Australia last year allocated 160,000 seats for PR, 160,000. This year it came to 190,000. So that is a scope. So these are the areas where people are really looking at. The most important thing. Anybody has friends, relatives who has gone to USA as a student? Some of them definitely. Can they work in US? When they can work in US? Huh? You cannot go and start working in US on a student visa. For the first 6 months, you're not allowed. You know that? After that, you are allowed 10 hours, 11 hours, that comes in the campus. So basically, for 1 year, you don't make any money for sustaining there. Australia, you work from the day one. You work 20 hours on the day one. If you have a break period, you can work indefinitely. There is no control. You can just work as many hours you want. And in terms of dollar rates, USA you are paying $8 to $12 an hour. Australia you are getting paid $20 to $34 an hour. So in terms of your sustenance, you get enough money to sustain in Australia. Okay, we are not talking of work. I'm just talking about the overall how the things work in Australia. Okay. I don't cover much about Oceania at the moment because that we can take it later. I just want to let you know about the opportunities of pharmacy graduates. Presentation of pharmacy one. You guys have any question, you can ask me. Any question? You guys aware of the opportunity of pharmacists in Australia? Anybody? Third year students, any third year students here? You are aware of what pharmacies are offered in Australia? What is the scope of pharmacies graduates? Any idea? No? Currently, we have a massive shortage of pharmacists. Massive. I think post-COVID, the requirement has gone, 100% year on year. So if you need one pharmacist, now you will require two. So in terms of relative number, it is massive. There's a huge requirement, especially because of the health situation we encountered in last weeks. All right. What does that mean? It means possibly more PR options. All right. Typically, you get into Australia via 4 methods. I'm just going to cover 2 methods. Method is the international student method. And the second one is the experience one, the knowledge. Currently, Australia is facing massive workforce shortages. As I said, because of pandemic, healthcare industry has been pressurized. They need a lot of doctors, a lot of nurses, a lot of pharmacists, because the current numbers are unable to handle that. This number is ready to grow for the next 20 years. That means there's a huge scope. And there is also the record number of applications from overseas qualified pharmacists. So if you have done your bachelor of pharmacy and you have a registration as a pharmacist, there's a lot of people who are applying for the migration to Australia as a registered pharmacist here. This is a part of it. I will talk this a little later. In terms of visa processing for pharmacists, for PR, they are in the priority list. Health sector is in the priority list. So usually when you apply as an accountant in IT, it takes about a year plus, maybe 15 months. If you're a pharmacist or anyone in the health sectors, it is less than 3 months. In fact, the visas have come as fast as 1 week. So that determines how much the need of pharmacists in Australia.
Thanks.
I'm just giving you a basic understanding of what pharmacy codes are basically. You don't have to really type the code, but pharmacies has something called as a unit code, which is 2515, and it basically bifurcates into the 3 areas where there is a huge requirement. So if you look at the last 3 bullets, retail pharmacists, hospital pharmacists, and industrial pharmacists. So these are the 3 occupations. Of course, you have bifurcation within that, a broad qualification. These are the 3 areas where there is a requirement. We can share this presentation with you if you want. We can share it with you. Okay. Out of these 3 areas, 90% is retail pharmacists. In hospital pharmacists, there can be further bifurcation. If somebody is interested in a further bifurcation, we can share the details later. Okay. So retail pharmacy is the number 1. What in India? What are the most preferred area of occupation for pharmacists? Basically, manufacturing, industry. Normally, what happens if you are a pharmacy graduate and we talk about the 3 areas, you need to do something known as a skill assessment. So what's a skill assessment? If you are somebody who has done a course and if the course is accredited and you want to get registered, there is a body which does the skill assessment. So hospital pharmacists, the skill assessment body is APharmC, which is Austrian Pharmacy Council. For industrial pharmacists, it is better said because it is related to the industry. So that is vocational and education trade. That is the body which does that. Again, the retail pharmacist is again APharmC. The licensing body for all this occupation is AFRA. There are 4 ways in which you can actually look at moving to Australia on a permanent basis. As a PR or a green card, whatever you want to say, the terminology in Australia is PR. Competency stream, we are not touching it. The international student stream, if somebody is actually wanting to study Master of Pharmacy and then look at getting a migration. The knowledge stream is somebody who is already a pharmacist and a New Zealand registered pharmacist, but this is only registered for people from New Zealand and who are registered pharmacists. Okay, the notings are very small, but I'll just briefly give you an understanding of what. If you are a registered pharmacist from India, assume that you have done your Bachelor of Pharmacy. You have your registration here, your degree, your India registration, your English score. So you have to understand that when you register, there is something called English score you require. Because no matter how much we study in English, we are not considered as an English speaking country. So you have to give IELTS or PT, get a score of 7 each. Then you have to give a test called CAPS. Anybody is aware of CAPS? Anybody? Simple knowledge assessment for pharmaceutical sciences. So very simple test. Most of the graduates from India are this test very easy. Okay. And then they should be good enough to apply for the skill assessment. So this is one of the stages. So anybody who wants to go to that stage, we can help. Next stage is the international student stage. So if at all somebody wants to go and study the master's program, the pathway is very simple because here you study a course in Australia which is an accredited qualification. So when Prashant Anand talked about the Master of Pharmacy course, it is an accredited program. Okay. There are many universities which we work on. We just got this particular university because most of the students here are bachelors. That's why I wanted to touch base on master. There is Charles Darwin University, there is University of Technology, there are many other universities. So you study that, you get your score, you don't have to do CAPS because you have an accredited program, you do a skill assessment, and then you're good to go. So just for ease of understanding, I'll just list those skills. Alright? So you are an international student, you get your degree, you get your English, you do a registration, skill assessment, visa allotment, and visa output. Any question here? Anybody? Any questions? Alright, next. This is the one for the existing pharmacists from India. The only one step which gets added up is the CAPS knowledge test and an Indian registration. Okay, so I've already covered this. Just go through these two areas. So when we say the migration outcome or the visa outcome, because this occupation falls under the STSL list, which is the short-term skill occupation list, there are 2 ways in which you can get your PR. One is known as a provisional visa, which is surplus 491, skilled work regional provisional. Regional doesn't mean you have to go to the ground. Regional means the particular state is offering you. The second one is a skill nominative, which is a direct permanent visa. These are some of the universities which offer the master's program for people who are interested in masters. The list is exhaustive, but I have just listed a few. So you can see University of Technology, University of Canberra, Charles Darwin, Curtin, just to name a few. These are the top 10 universities. Okay, interesting part. We have seen in our experience that many students who actually do Bachelor of Pharmacy, they want to do their masters in a different area. Like somebody says MBA. I heard MBA. But interestingly, in Australia, we have seen students wanting to do something different, not still Master of Pharmacy programs. The top one, Master of Good Manufacturing Practice. It is a very niche program offered in Australia. I don't know any university in India is offering this program. Anybody? Is it offered here? Anybody has heard about it? Australia, only one university is offering this particular program. And very, very popular. Science, food science. I was surprised why food science. But we have seen pharmacy students choosing that. Master of Global Public Health. Now, this is another very big in Australia. Very, very big. You know what does Master of Global Public Health graduates do? These are the people who don't want to work as a pharmacist. They want to work as an administrator, the health officer. They want to work in places like UNICEF. They want to work in NGOs. Program helps them get into that. So basically, they have a understanding of pharmaceutical as a product, pharmacy as a functional space, and they study the public health domain to become administrator. So that is again a very, very, very important program offered by Victoria University, Melbourne. And of course, the last one, the name suggests, in the current situation, it is very, very popular. So there are many more, but these are the 8 programs which is preferred by pharmacy graduates who actually don't want to do Masters of Pharmacy. Of course, as I said, most of the universities are top ranked. They are listed in the top 500. Most of them, in fact, most of them are in the top 300. And your degree is accepted worldwide. Anywhere in the world you go, your degree is accepted. Because it's later. Okay, one important question. Anybody, if you do your Bachelor of Pharmacy, what kind of salaries you getting into? 15,000 per year, month. 10,000. What about it? What about it? 15,000? 20, 25? 20, 30, 40? 30,000. Okay. 50? Right? Okay, we talk about somebody said 30, 37. It is depending on 3 to 4 lakh rupees a annum. Is that the start we get? Imagine starting salary for a pharmacist in Australia. Anybody? What 25? 25 to 20 lakh per annum. That is like what? Big money. What about you? Anybody? Just a PR, how much money salary in Australia? 50 to 20 lakhs. Anybody? Okay, I'll cut the chase. Starting salary of a pharmacist is about $66,000 to $68,000 a year. Now, don't put your calculator and tell you it's about 30 to 36 to 40 lakhs. Starting salary. A few years of experience takes a salary to 120,000. It's a hugely rewarding profession in Australia, guys. I'm not joking, you can go and do a research. So when you look at the salary structure for pharmacists, and our salary start with 66 to 68,000, goes up to 120, very, very rewarding. So if you have to think from that perspective, it's a very lucrative. I just wanted to tell that because that is what the world offers to graduates. All right. As a company, what we do the entire processing. In case you want to study in Australia, these are the things we do. Help you find scholarship, universities, admission, visas, departure briefing, and even part-time job. Okay. But if somebody wants to look at the permanent residency migration on, yes, we help you do migration activities also. I'm a Russian migration agent. We have a battery of Russian migration agent in office. We have an office in Navi Mumbai that can help you process the entire documentation. Okay. I'm going to ask you to ask me questions. Any questions? Anyone? Anybody has any question? MBA? It is as good as any pharmacy program. No, not required. Most of the universities will give MBA based on the passes. Not required. Yes. Employability in Australia? No, it depends on you. Prashant showed you a slide. It showed you the employability outcomes. University of Canberra for masters is 92%. 92 out of 100 people get this job within the first 3 months of pharmacy. Anybody? Just said. So fresh graduates can get up to $66,000 initially. Anybody else? Any other questions? Nobody's asking questions. Yes. In MBA, I don't think there is a pharmacy specialization, but there is hospitality, hotel, health, hospital management, health management. Those are specializations are there. Yes. Yes, you said. But that we for it all depends on what is it that you're looking for that. When you go to Australia, what is the intention? Take a degree, come back to India, or take a degree and settle in Australia. Then you do Master of Pharmacy. If you are choosing to do your CAPS exam and do it, then you use that and apply for a PR. But make sure that when you do PR, PR is what? PR. Anybody, you know how does PR work? Anybody? You want me to explain you? PR is mathematics. You need certain points. You get those points. You lodge an expression of interest. The state looks at your qualification, the points. They invite you. You apply for a visa. Ask. How does point come? Points come from age. If you are between 25 to 32, you get 30 points, which is the maximum for age. If you are under 25, you get 25 points, 5 points less. If you are above 32 and between 32 and 39, you get 5 points less. If you are above 39, you get 10 points less. So best age to get is 25 to 32. Your qualification, studied in Australia, you get 5 points. If you have done a qualification in India, you get 15 points. If you do only India and you don't study in Australia, you don't get that extra 5 points. Right? PT and IELTS. If anybody understands that part, most of them don't know because we don't need it here, but in Australia, yes. So why PT and IELTS? Like I said, they don't believe that we are an English speaking country. So they want to check our competency, whether we can really go and understand their teaching method. So they ask you to do IELTS, PT, TOEFL. If you do 7, you get 10 points. If you get 8, you get 20 points. So assume somebody is between 25 and 32, you get 30 from age, you have a degree, Bachelor of Pharmacy 15, so it is 45. You do an MPharm 5, you get 50. You do PT 79, or you do IELTS 8, you get 20, 70. You apply for 190 visa, so it gives you 5 points. 75 points is enough for you to get invited. So doing a degree has a much better chance for you to get it. Otherwise, if you don't do a degree, you have less points. Then you have to resort to experience. So 3 years of local experience in India will give you 5 points. So my suggestion to you would be, if you are still considering studying, I would strongly advise you to study a Master of Pharmacy degree. That will give you a PR. That will settle all your point system. If you have any confusion regarding which university to choose, how to do it, scholarships, touch base with us. We will help you there. The most important thing is for you to really believe and think that, okay, I'm going to choose Australia as a destination because if I do a SWOT analysis, Australia is way up compared to USA and Canada. You want to go to USA and Canada, we can help you with that also. It's not that we don't do USA and Canada. I'm giving you the cost of value proposition. I've seen people go to Canada and not being happy. I'm not putting them down, but I'm telling you the reality. Any other questions? Australia is a good option, like any other option in the world. Definitely better than UK and Canada. Because see, when you come back, what is it you want? You want a degree to be recognized by the employer, right? Yes, Australian degree is 100% recognized. Because the degree is by a university which is top rank. I'm surprised nobody asked me about expenses, nobody asked me about scholarships. Yes. On an average, a master's tuition fee for for university like University of Canada is about 30 to 31,000 Australian dollars a year. So that is about 16 to 18 lakhs. Okay. For 2 years, it's double. But based on your scores, based on your academics, you can earn from 20 to 25% scholarship per year. Some universities offer up to 30. Some universities even offer up to 50%. It all depends upon your. And if you want to know about the expenses, on an average, if you're a single person who is staying sharing an apartment, about $200 a week is your cost. $200 to $225. And in terms of salary, 20 days or 20 hours in a week, at the rate of 20, you will make much more money than you spend. So you can sustain. Like USA, where your father has to spend money every month. It's not going to be easy. And he has to pay at a dollar exchange rate of 86. I'm open to any other questions if you want. If you want more information, if you want a presentation, we can share it with the team here and they'll share it with you. If you want to know more about our company, how we can help you, we will leave our details with Mr. Naik. Yes, sir. Pardon me? No, I'm not available. Sorry. We will find out for you, but I'm not available. Aware of the normal area, but I'm not available. I don't have the information. I will not be. I might find it for you for that. Yes, anyway. I really like talking to you. Some of you may have a lot of questions, you want to ask questions in front of everybody. It's all good. You can write to us using the team of Mr. Naik and Professor Somani. And we are more than happy to help you address those questions. Thank you and have a lovely day.
Thank you so much, sir, for your generous words.